Welcome to Innerji, Tarot Tea Astrology and all things metaphysical. Hi, I'm Lesley, the Metaphysical Crone, and a special welcome if this is your first time visiting my channel. This channel is all about tarot, oracle decks, astrology, crystals, as I say, all things metaphysical. And today we're going to have a look at pendulums. Quite a few people have been asking me about, well, how do I use a pendulum? What's the best pendulum to buy? And a lot of it is personal choice, but I thought I would take you through some of the pendulums that I own and how to actually program your pendulum for your own use. So let's switch the camera around and begin. So what I've done is I'm using a black background, so hopefully that will make seeing the pendulums a little bit easier for you. And these are some of the pendulums that I like to use. Now, pendulums can be made from basically anything. I know people who have wooden pendulums and they're absolutely gorgeous. I find them a little bit too light for me. My favorites are to use crystal pendulums. That's what I've been using for years and years. For example, this one. This is a clear quartz pendulum. And if I hold that up a little bit closer, looks like a teardrop, doesn't it? Now this pendulum is very special to me because it's the very first one that I ever purchased. So, oh my gosh, I'm probably showing my age here, but this pendulum is a good 30 years old, if not a little bit more. And I do love clear quartz because you can program it for all sorts of uses. The other type of pendulum that you can have is a double terminated point. So you can see we've got points at both ends. This is a beautiful malachite. The other type of pendulum that you can use are metal or brass pendulums. And this one is really interesting because if you wanted to test a substance, you can unscrew the top, substance in, or if you're writing an affirmation and you want to see if that's the best affirmation to use, you could pop the written piece of paper in there, fold it up really tiny, and then you just screw the lid back on and you can use that as your pendulum. The other pendulum I like to use is sodalite. When I had my massage clinic and I was doing a combination of massage and chakra balancing work, I would use this sodalite pendulum for a lot of my healing work. I really like this. For me, it offered clear communication when I was working with my client, and it also helped the client open up in terms of speaking their truth as well. But my favorite pendulum at the moment is my Aqua Aura. Isn't that gorgeous? And what is Aqua Aura? It's basically a clear quartz crystal that has been infused with gold, and it gives it the blue color. And this is done at extremely high temperatures. So this is a really beautiful quality. There are other aura crystals out there called jelly auras, and I find the quality is not quite as good. So that's what I like to use. So let's just move some of these out of the way. And I'm going to show you how I hold my pendulum. There are different ways that you can hold a pendulum. One way that a lot of people like to use is they hold the end and just let the pendulum do its thing. I like to hold it just hooked over my fingers, still leaving a good portion of the chain available for movement. But I just like to let it hang like that. So choose whatever is good for you. The whole thing with pendulums is about experimenting with them. So let's say you've bought your first pendulum and you want to know what your yes answer is, what your no answer is. And because, with all pendulum work, it's yes or no questions. You can't ask open-ended questions. So all your questions have to be phrased in, is my name Lesley, to get a yes or a no. So how do I program a pendulum? Well, when I use a pendulum, you probably can't see it here, but I actually put my elbow, I'll bring forward, I actually put my elbow on a hard surface. It makes it more steady. So I've just got my elbow on the edge of my reading desk. And then what I will do is I will bring my pendulum to a stop. So I say stop. And then I'll ask, show me a yes. Can you see that my pendulum is now swinging clockwise? So if I ask a question, And the answer is a yes, I know it is going to spin clockwise. So stop. And then I'm going to ask, show me a no. And for me, with this pendulum, a no is an anti-clockwise movement. And stop. And show me maybe or unknown. And I get a sideways movement or an up and down movement. So it's not a circle. And that is how simple it is to program your pendulum. Now it's ready for you to ask questions. So I'm going to ask a few simple questions that I know the answer to so that you can see it works. And my name is Lesley. So let's go stop. Is my name Lesley? And I've got a big yes. Thank you, stop. Is my name Morticia? And I've got a no. Quite a big one. You can see that the circles can be quite large. So I use this to check my chakras. So what you can do if you're checking your chakras, you can hold, let's check my throat chakra. So I'm just going to hold my hand over my throat chakra here, and I'm going to ask the crystal to say, I'm going to say stop. And the question I'm asking is, what is the energy of my throat chakra? Is it good? And I've got a yes. So other questions you can ask for chakras are, is my throat chakra in balance at the moment? And I've got a yes. Thank you, stop. So I'm going to bring my hand to my heart chakra. I'll just sit up so you can see it in the small screen. So my hand's over my heart chakra on my chest. Stop. Is my heart chakra balanced at the moment? And I've got a no. So that's telling me that I need to do some work on my heart chakra because the energy there is not in balance. That's when I would go into some heart chakra healing for myself. I might place a rose quartz on my chest and meditate on my heart chakra. And then once I've done that, I would then come back again, put my hand over my heart and ask my pendulum the same question again, is my heart chakra balanced? Now, obviously I haven't done any work in this video on my heart chakra, so I'm not going to get a yes if I do it this time. The key thing with using a pendulum is really trying to be as objective as possible because, we can influence it. If I really, really want something, like if I really, really wanted my heart chakra to be in balance, I could actually influence the movement of the pendulum. So I want to be very clear. I want to be objective, or as objective as I can be. So I don't use a pendulum when I'm really upset or I'm really over emotional about something. I wait until I'm in a better position where I can be more objective about the questions that I'm asking. So that's just a very simple way to use a pendulum. The other way that I can use a pendulum, I'm just going to turn my mat over. This is one of my mats that I have, well, not one of my mats, this is a mat that I've created myself. And this is my 4-element mat. So if I wanted to check, say, because we're made up of the 4 elements of fire, earth, air and water. So if I wanted to check the energy of the elements that are part of my makeup, I can use the pendulum for that. So I can come over to the fire symbol and I can ask, is the fire element within my being balanced? And I have a yes. Then I can come down to the earth. Is the earth element within my being balanced? And I've got a no there. Oh, sorry, you can't even see that. Let me just bring my hand up a little bit. Okay, stop. Let's ask that question again. Stop. Is the element of earth within my being balanced? And I've got a no there. It's almost like an elliptical, and look at how it gets bigger the longer I wait. So that's telling me that I actually need to do some work to ground myself today. And then I can do the same thing for air. Is the element of air balanced within my being? And I've got a no there as well. So I've got to do a little bit of work on myself today. And then water, just bring that to a stop. Is the element of water balanced in my system today? And I've got the answer of yes. So I know that for today, in terms of my energy from all the pendulum use I've done, I need to work on my heart chakra. Obviously, I'll check all my chakras just to see what's happening there as well. And I need to work on the earth and air elements within my own being. So the earth element, making sure I'm really connecting to the earth. So I will do a little meditation to correct that. Air is about our thoughts, our intellect, our communication. So I will do some balancing for that element to help improve that today. So hopefully my communication with you isn't too bad for this video. So that's just a few ways that you can program a pendulum and then be able to use it for yourself. Now, the one thing I haven't covered is how do you choose a pendulum? Look, it really does rely on your intuition. When I go to choose the pendulum, I usually hold it in my left hand because that's my receiving hand, my receptive hand, and I will close my eyes. So I happily do this in a crystal shop. I close my eyes and I take a few deep breaths and I tune into the crystal. And then I see if I can get a feeling from it. So lots of times I get a tingling sensation. Sometimes I will feel heat, but I will get a sense that the crystal, I've connected with it and I can feel energy coming from it. And then once I know that, I'll then try the pendulum out in the shop and just see if it swings for me. I'm not programming it yet. I'm just seeing if it swings for me. Will it swing in different directions? And that's how I can choose my pendulum. I do hope this has been of help to you when it comes to using pendulums. Oh, the other thing I meant to say was, you know what? You can wear your pendulum. So some of these pendulums I actually have on a necklace chain so that you can actually wear them as well. Once again, I do hope this has been of help to you. And if you're interested in more pendulum work, then I will be more than happy to create more of these types of videos. Until this next time, many blessings to you.